Hi, I'm Ned and I make games. This video is from my live stream over on twitch.tv/NedMakesGames, where I'm live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 p.m. US Eastern Time. I'd love to see you there. Alright, hey everybody. I hope you had a great weekend. Yeah, I had a pretty good one. Kind of relaxing. I had to get some work done for various things, but not too bad. I started Pokemon Snap finally, which I've been wanting to start for a couple months, so that's pretty exciting. The original one was like one of my favorite games as a kid, so I'm enjoying it so far. But let's go ahead and get to some Unity. Alright, so the last couple weeks, well I guess it's only been like 1 week, I've been starting on a project to remake a Mario Party minigame. And we had a whole lot of trouble with it because turns out making a 3D platformer with custom collision is not easy. And I kind of wanted to, I guess I was kind of making it hard on myself because I wanted to roll my own collider because I was hoping to reuse it in like a future tutorial series about how to make a 3D platformer controller, but it's just, it was too much to get done with everything else. So thankfully there was another mini game that I was kind of interested in that the group, it was free, so I was able to switch to that. So now we're going to work on a game called Hot Bomb. It's a lot simpler, but I actually think it'll be pretty fun to do. So basically the game is there's a timer, and whoever's holding the bomb at the end of the timer loses. And you can throw the bomb to other players. The interesting thing is that this game was also in Mario Party 2, and in that one they added kind of some rhythm aspects to it because when somebody threw a bomb to you, you had to press B to try to catch it before the timer went off. Oh wait, no, I think if you press B like to catch it, then you could throw it again sooner, so you'd be less likely to be holding it when it was exploded. So for this, I guess collaboration, we're trying to make like all the Mario Party 1 versions. So I'll do that for sure, and I think I'll also have a Mario Party 2 version if I have time. And then after that, I kind of got like this idea to try to turn it like introduce some kind of like roguelike or even like auto chess style thing somehow. So yeah, if I have time, or I guess I don't really have to have that done for the deadline, so we might continue working on it afterwards, add some kind of fun like story or replayability, but we'll see. So last stream we had started working on the art. I actually think I'm going to scrap that too. I've been thinking about it. There's another style I want to try out. I don't know if we'll get to it this stream because I kind of want to try to get the gameplay finished up. All right. So gameplay is pretty, I mean, it's relatively simple. Let's go ahead and make an easy, I guess, setup here. And we'll just add plane for the floor. All right, and then we'll need to have different players, but probably it'd probably be a good idea not to spawn them in the game, or not to like hard code the models in here, because I have a feeling we'll want to change the models based on, I don't know, what the player's character is and things like that. So Although, I don't know. Probably don't have to worry about that right now. So let's just make some really simple players. Yeah, we won't need the collider because, yeah, there's not going to be any movement or physics. Well, there will be physics, but we don't really need collisions for it. Okay, so for now, let's just make 2 players, and then we'll need to have the bomb be thrown between them. All right. And I guess I'll just make a sphere to be the bomb. Oh, it's a box, but it's easy to fix. All right, well, the position doesn't matter because I'm sure we'll fix that. All right, and then on the control object, we'll need to add a script. All right, so let's make just a game controller script. Okay, I don't know why it has that little gear icon. Did they change the C# script icon? No, I guess there's something special about the game manager. Maybe I shouldn't call it that? I don't know. Okay, so this class, I basically just want to handle like metagame type stuff, like the current, like is the game paused? I don't know, other things. So I kind of just want to have it ready to go. Oh, okay. Sorry, I just saw a notification on my phone that I've never seen before. For some reason, it was just telling me when my phone's likely to be charged. Anyway. Okay, so I don't know what we'll have in here just yet. So now we want something. Okay, let's try to get player input, I guess. Okay. All right. I'm just trying to think about like the high level organization of the game. Let's just add like a player state class. And this will have a bunch of data about the player. And we can add it on top of each player component. All right, so right now this will just have the player ID and I guess we'll have like input. Okay, so for now, like in the final game, you'll be able to like choose another player to throw towards, but I think we'll just have is throw press, something like that. Okay, so now I'm. All right, well, let's just go with this because we're probably gonna have to make prefabs, which is what I was thinking of, but. Okay. So now we need some script to set this is throw pressed. And we kind of did this with the other game. I think it worked well. So each player will basically have. Okay, so we could put like the input system on the player object, but I kind of feel like, you know, I think about it, we might want to decouple this like player state from the actual like object on the field, because like when this object is hidden, like if a player is out, then that player will still have a player state, but it just won't be here. So I guess I can just go under this control game object. Okay, so this, and then maybe it will just have like a serializable class. What do I want to call this? So this is like the mono behavior that holds the player states. Maybe we'll just have one mono behavior that will hold like a bunch of different data, because well, basically I'm trying to use like kind of an entity based type thing, but without having to use Unity's entity code. Okay, well this, yeah, we're gonna need the game state to hold like actual state of the game. So let's call it, I don't know, let's just state manager. I guess that's fine. I don't know. Okay, so this will have player state. All right, and then yeah, we can just get rid of that mono behavior version of it. Although I guess I should have kept it, because now I'm gonna have to type in the player ID and then public bool player. What was it? Throw pressed. Let's call it that instead. Okay. Oh, and then yeah, now I need to remove it from here. Okay, no, actually that would be 0. All right, and now I can create an input manager. Okay, so for now we just need to know if the player wants to throw the ball. I guess this can just be on mono behavior. Let's actually go like that, I think. Okay, I think that's fine. I'm just trying to think ahead, like if we switch scenes, like some of the stuff will need to like be reserialized, and then if I have an array, if it changes, then this would become invalid. So maybe to make things easier on myself, this should just be a list. So that way, if we have to change the number of variables in here, we won't have to re-get the reference. Okay, so at some point we'll have to worry about handling different input for different players. Excuse me. But I don't think I won't worry about that just right now. Let's just... Okay, so we did this in the other game. Player. Okay, so we had like that. Maybe I should just pull up that other script. Where was it? Character manager? No. Oh, character control. Okay, well yeah, but that's the data version of it. Oh, here. I don't know how I didn't see that before. Okay, so we had a serialized field for an input action map, and I guess we'll just use this for now. Or I could just make a separate like input actions class and then we'll pass that through. I think that's a good idea. All right, so, or I could just put on the state manager even. Because it just depends how fancy I want to be. Oh no, I think it should be separate. Yeah. So this will be like, I don't know, input settings, manager, or I guess just input settings. Okay, and okay, so I have this input action map. Oops. And this will be, I don't know, player 1. Or I guess we could just make it an array. Okay, and then we had to enable them here. I'll just do it for now, but I feel like probably they'll be enabled in some other class later whenever, like whatever handles setting them, but oh yeah, I see. I guess that makes sense. We should maybe like for the state manager, like maybe separate between the state for the currently active like game of Hot Bomb and then like, I don't know, settings for like the meta game. Which I guess I've done that so far. So yeah, let's just say the state manager is for like the state of the current game, and then we'll have some other class which will handle settings for the entire, like the entire I keep on saying metagame, but really like the in between each round in like player settings and things like that. Anyway. Oh right, and now I need to enable the input for now. Otherwise they won't actually catch any keys. Okay, so players key dot throw input equals map dot input settings players key oh right, and now I get the name of it, which I guess I'll just call it throw. And then you can't like really tell if it's pressed. You have to say something value. Yeah, read value float is greater than 0. Still can't believe there's not just like an is pressed method, but this works fine, I guess. Oh yeah, I was gonna say length, but it's actually count. Okay, I guess to be consistent, this should be using P and not I. Okay, so now I need to set that up. For now, I'll just create a settings object, and this will be stuff that's passed between scenes, probably. Okay, so throw, and then we bind it to, oops. Let's bind it to, I don't know, the base bar, I guess. This is a little buggy. All right, and just try it out. Oh, I don't have the player updated thing here, so input manager. Oh wait, that's something else. Oh, okay, so this one's mine. I'm surprised Unity's not complaining that they share a name. Or maybe it is. Okay, so object reference not set to something. Oh, I can't find the state manager. Maybe I didn't. I don't think I added it. Oh yeah, I did. It's right here, but it shouldn't be there anyway. Okay. Oh right. It should actually be find object of type, not get component. Which I know is not very, it's a pretty slow method, but we only do it when the scene first loads. So it'll be fine. Okay, so now I just want to press or make sure that when I press spacebar, this turns to true, and that does happen. So got the input figured out. Okay, so now we need to make some kind of state for the ball. All right, and I'm kind of deciding like how fancy I want to make it. Like, do I want to actually have, because like I'm thinking in the future I might add like multiple balls, and it'd be kind of cool like if they hit each other, if the balls would kind of react based on the physics, and then maybe like go towards another character. So in that case, I need to have like know where they are in their arc. But in any case, so I want to support multiple balls for sure. So I guess I can just create a ball state, or I guess I'll call it a bomb. And then we can have a list here of them. Okay, and then the bomb state will have, okay, so it'd be nice. I guess we're gonna have to. I was gonna say it'd be nice if I didn't have to use an ID here, because then we will. Because it'd be nice if we could just use its index and the array as the ID. But if bombs like get destroyed and added, so it's not, the list probably won't be stable. So I think to fix bugs, yeah, we'll just use an ID in the actual object, and then whenever we need to find it, we'll just have to search through the list. I mean, it's not, there won't ever be like a million different bombs, so it should be okay. And then we need to have, I guess we'll have to have a timer, but let's not worry about that yet. So I'll need to have like a trajectory and things like that. But first, let's see. Let's actually try to throw it. So in that case, the player state will need to have like a list of bombs that the player is holding. And then when we press or when the throw input goes off, then some system will throw the bombs out. Okay. Okay, so then we'll have some class that's, I don't know, throw manager. That sounds fine. Had insert mode on. I remember when I used to type on Word or whatever as a little kid, sometimes I would press input or I would press that insert key and then I would like not know how to get out of it because I pressed it by accident. So I think I would like close the whole program and bring it back up. Remember I thought it was so cool when I finally figured out what was causing that. Okay, so anyway, this class will have a list of players. And so basically it's going to see if any player has their throw input. It will launch. Well, I guess it depends. It could either launch all the bombs or just the top one that it's carrying. That kind of thing, I guess we'll have to see what feels the best and get multiple bombs in the game. Which doesn't happen in actual Mario Party, but I think it'd be fun to add it. Okay, so to do that, I also need to see like a last held bomb because we want to only throw the frame that the throw input goes from being false to true. Yeah, so last throw input. One thing I really wish, I don't really know how I can do it, but I wish I could do some kind of, what's it called? Dependency injection where like you have something that automatically gives you all these classes. But I don't think there's any easy way to do it with this setup, and I don't want to have to try to figure out some complicated system, so we'll just go with this. But yeah, if you're working with, or if you're going to make a more complicated game, I would definitely look into dependency injection. Oh, I'm talking too much, not paying attention. Alright, so players equals state dot players and bombs equals state dot bombs. Okay, so let's just do another void update player. Players count. Okay. All right. So if player dot Okay, let's do this. If player dot last throw input is false and player dot throw input is true, then we'll throw a ball. But so I don't forget, I need to update this after we've checked. Okay, so if okay, yeah, so if a player is holding a bomb, we need to cause it to be thrown. So I guess for right now, let's just do that by having a public bool is thrown, which we won't keep this for sure, but because yeah, we're gonna need to know some more information like who's it being thrown to, where is it in the arc, that kind of stuff. All right. I want to make an extension method here. I'm trying to think about how to do this. I guess I'll just call bomb helper. And we'll just, it will find a bomb with a specific ID. It's not like this is hard. I just know I'm gonna have to do it pretty often. So I might as well have a helper function. I guess I can do for each. Although, I don't know. Sometimes I keep hearing conflicting information about whether for each is okay or not to use frequently because it generates garbage. I'm pretty sure, well, I don't want to say unless I know for sure, but I think it's okay to use it sometimes, but we might as well not in this case because it doesn't really make things much simpler. Did it eat that curly brace? Why is it doing that? Okay, so that's, we can just turn bomb. Okay, so I actually didn't need this variable here. And turn default, which is null, but oh right, it's that. Okay, so what's it complaining? Oh, it's saying, yeah, it's not static. Inconsistent. Oh, this isn't public, so it's complaining that we are returning it from a public static class. All right, so if player holding bombs count is greater than 0, then we'll get the first one that's holding. Okay, and then we'll remove it from the list. And then we find the bomb, so bomb help. Okay, let's not be too lazy here. Okay, and then I just have to set bomb is thrown to true. Okay. Yeah, it's seeing why bombs isn't throwing up, but I think it isn't showing up. And yeah, it's just because I didn't mark this as serializable, so. so let's add 1. Okay, and also let's set the first player to be holding the bomb of type 0, or of ID 0. Okay, so now when we press space, this bomb should go away. Oh, actually, nothing will happen yet because I didn't add the throne manager. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, when I press space, this bomb will go away, and then it should be marked as thrown. Okay, which it does. Okay, and no errors when I press it again, so that's good. Okay. Trying to see if there's a better way I can organize this to get it all visible on screen. I guess we don't have to see the project view at all times, so this is probably fine. Okay, so what next? I guess we need to have like a trajectory for the bomb, and it needs to know where it's being thrown, where it is in the arc. I guess that's it. Okay, so this data is only active when a bomb is being thrown, so I kind of want to add a separate class for that. So this will be public class throw state, and this will have the bomb ID int from player, which might be needed. Target player, and then we'll need, how do I want to handle this? I don't know if I should I'm trying to think of like, how do we know how far it is in the arc? Should I have it as a percentage or like a distance? I mean, some bombs might have different speeds, and maybe players could throw bombs different ways. But I mean, even if we do that, we could still just reference this as a percentage. Okay, I think what we'll do, I think I'll just call it distance, but then the distance will just be 1, so you can kind of think of it either way. Or let's say completed. Alright, let's just call it progress. Yeah, that makes sense. You could also just have this as like a time, because then you could figure out if you knew the distance. I don't know. Any of those would work. It'll be relatively easy to switch between them when we find out what's needed, or derive any of them. I'm not sure what would be the best to have, but anyway. Okay, so what we'll do so the state manager will have a list of throw states. And I didn't want to attach that to the bomb, because like when the bomb is not being thrown, basically this throw state or all the information about the throw would be invalid. So it's kind of smarter just to put it on a separate class so that you don't have to worry about keeping around junk data. I mean, I guess it's slightly less efficient because we'll have to find the bomb ID using this but I mean, if we only have one bomb in there, it's not that difficult. Excuse me. Okay, so yeah, we don't really want to have this is thrown anymore because we can see if a bomb is thrown by seeing if it's referenced by a throw ID. So yeah, let's get rid of that. So technically we don't actually need the bomb object at this point. We just need to create, so I guess we can assume that if we're holding the bomb that it's not being thrown, so we don't have to check. If it is, then some data has gotten corrupted at some point, which I won't worry about right now. Okay, so yeah, we just need to instantiate a new throw data. Oh yeah, we can't. Yeah, we can't just use throw because that's a keyword in C#. All right, so the bomb ID is this holding ID, and then from player is ourself. Player ID, target player, we don't handle yet. So I'll just say it's player dot player ID +1 mod 2, which so it'll just cycle between players 1 and 2. Oh yeah, and then the progress is 0. And then we just gotta add it to the list. Okay, so now we've set that bomb to be thrown. Okay, so I guess we'll need another class that will actually update these throw datas and figure out the progress. And after that, maybe we can get some graphical feedback. Okay, so this will be, I guess, bomb arc manager. Or I could call it throw updater. Maybe that's better because it's just updating the throw states. All right. Okay, so again, we're going to need to get a list of all the, well, I guess I won't really need the bomb state. Actually, we'll just need the throw states. Okay, we can actually just use that. And then we need the player states because when a throw reaches its end, then we'll need to add the bomb to the player's held array. Okay, throws. Oh, right, this is a list of the stuff, not just a single one. Void update, if. Okay, well, let's just do private one. Okay, I was gonna do an update throw, but if the throw is deleted, then we've got to tell it to remove it from this list. Okay, so I guess that's fine. We'll just return true if we should delete it. So update throw for int. I guess we'll have to go backwards. Yeah, if you need to remove stuff from a list while you're iterating through it, this is kind of a trick. So you can iterate through it backwards, and then when you remove stuff, you don't have to worry about accidentally processing things twice. So if update throw t returns true, then we can just call throws remove at t, and we'll just assume that this update throw method updates the or adds the bomb to the player's held state. Yeah, that is one thing. If there's a throw data for it, we should make sure that there's never, it's not any of the players held arrays, but yeah. Okay, so let's just have let's just have a speed, I guess a throw speed stat here. Okay, so I guess I will need the list of bombs to get that. All right, so if, oh no, so we need to add the list, or add the progress to it. So flip progress equals bombs dot, oh no, so we gotta get the bomb. Okay, so bomb state, bomb equals bomb helper. And I gotta get the throw state. Okay, yeah, so that'll get the bomb, and then we can add the progress. I guess we don't have to do a separate thing for it. So flow state dot progress plus equals bomb dot throw speed times time delta time, and if the throw state dot progress is greater than or equal to 1, then we add the bomb to the player. So player state player equals players dot throw state target player. No, we don't have to do an if. So then player dot holding bombs, add the bomb ID. Okay, and that's it. So then we return true, and otherwise we return false because the throw is not complete. Okay, so let's test this out. So now when I press space, oh right, well there's no throw speed. Let's set it pretty slow so we can see it progressing. All right, so now, yeah, we can see the progress going up. Okay, so it's actually going to throw an error when this is done because there's no player 1. Yeah, so there's no player with an ID of 1, so I just need to add another player. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, so now it's complaining because I haven't set up input for this new player. I guess that's fair. Yeah, this... I don't think they expected you to use an input map in an array. So let's... For the second one, let's use... Q, I guess. Oh, they're duplicated. Okay, so it's like duplicated the reference here. So when I add something else to the array, it says that they're the same map. Don't... This is... Can I get rid of this? Yeah, you can see when I select one. Oh, this is annoying. I don't think there's a way I can fix it here. It's nice to be able to use it as an array because then I can just index it, but you could probably do it in code. Okay, maybe that's what I'll do. This is gonna be kind of weird, but player 1, and then we'll duplicate it for player 2, and then I'll have this non-serialized version. And on awake, we'll set the players array like this. Okay, so yeah, kind of weird, but I think this should work, hopefully. I'm gonna have to reset this, not that it's difficult. Yeah, the new input system, there's some cool things about it, but it seems like some things they didn't really test too much. Actually, let's use... I think I'll just change this to use Q and W, so that way they'll be next to each other. So Q will be throw for player 1, and then W for player 2. I need to name it. Okay. So hopefully when I press play, so it didn't throw any errors, so I'm assuming everything's good. So if I press W, okay. Well, that's a bug because when I pressed W, it threw a ball, even though it wasn't holding anything. Oh, okay, it's holding 0. Yeah, so that was a mistake. I need to remove that. Okay. Now when I press W, yeah, it shows the throw input, but yeah, nothing's being thrown. Okay, so now if I press Q, it throws it. And when this reaches 1, it should appear in this list here. Okay. So if I press Q, throw it from player 0, they have nothing to throw. So if I press W, okay, seems to all be good. And so let's make sure this appears in player 0's list. Okay, it does. So far so good. Okay, so I think we're about ready to hook up. Let's hook up some of the art to it. So basically, I'm not going to worry about it making it too fancy because obviously we don't have any actual art here, but the bomb should at least go from one player to the other. So I think the bomb state needs to have a reference to the it should be private, it should be public transform of its game object. And then every player will have like a hold anchor. Okay. So, kind of, I like to try to separate the presentation from the game logic as much as I can. So I think it'd be good if I have a separate class that handles matching the bomb to the correct position based on where it is. And if we really wanted to, we could do like an event system where it would like, I don't know, try to find, so it would know like when something's changed, which I guess we could. I mean, that wouldn't be that difficult to do. We would just have a flag in the bomb state when it's changed, like throw or not thrown state. But I don't know. It's probably also fine if we just have it loop through everything every frame. Okay, public class bomb positioner. Alright, so it's going to need a lot of the same stuff, so I'm going to just copy this part so I don't have to type it out again. Alright, and so first it will loop through every player. And it will see if well, it will position every bomb into the player's hold position that the player is holding. So okay, then you can just do the bomb helper dot get bomb bombs b dot game object dot position equals player dot hold anchor position. Yeah, so we could do something a little bit more efficient here, but I don't really know if it matters that much, so I'm not going to worry about it for now. Okay, so throw state, and then for every throw, we need to also position the bomb. So it's got to go like in between the hold anchors, and then we'll also add like a height, which I think I'll just hard code all that stuff in for now. So this will be complicated enough that I'll make a separate function, I think. So private void position thrown bomb. Okay, so first let's get the bomb. I guess we just need the game object. Okay, and then we need the start position equals players throw from player dot hold anchor position, and then the target position. I guess I could have just copied that. Target player. Okay, so then the bomb game object position is we just interpolate between there based on the progress. I don't know, I want to use the lowercase math. Okay, so start position, target position, throw dot progress, and then we'll add some kind of, I don't know, just a little arc. I don't really care about the height right now, so I'm just gonna be lazy and put it in this little field for now. We'll almost for sure make this look better when we get actual art. Okay, so plus new flip 3 0 okay, so the height we want it to be, I guess, like a parabola, so it would be trying to think. So we want it to be highest when the t is 1/2. So yeah, we basically want it to be 1 when t is 1/2. It's asking a bit too much of me to do that much math right now. Let's see. Height equals, so this arc height. Alright, we'll make this prettier later. For now, we'll just do something kind of ugly. So t, so I guess this is 1 minus. Oh yeah, so t times 2 minus 1, yeah. And I guess all I have to do to make this a parabola is do that, so. Oh wait, not t, it's the progress. So var t is throw dot progress. Okay, let's see how this looks. So position, thrown, bomb. All right, and I want this to be in late update, which means that updates, well, yeah, basically after all the update calls, because this should, at the end of the frame, it should position everything based on what's happened. All right, so let's make another game object for, I don't know, presentation. All right, and bomb positioner. Let's see how this looks. Okay, so we got an error. Oh, that's because we haven't set up all those game objects. So the hold anchors, we don't have one for the players yet. Let's displace something. Doesn't really matter. Okay, -0.5. 5 and 0. And then I'll just duplicate it, move it to player 2. All right, and then this should be 0.5, and everything else can stay. And then in the settings, or in control, we need to place those transforms. All right, so now it's in the right position. And when I press Q, okay, well, I got the height arc backwards, so let's fix that real quick. Oh yeah, and I don't have to do abs anymore either because it's oh, this doesn't seem correct. So let's see what happens. So when this is 0, 0 minus 1, so -1 minus so yeah, so that's 2. Okay, so that's not right. So when this is 0, it goes to be -1, okay, which is not right. Yeah, maybe we don't need this part. Oh yeah, we do because yeah, because let's see. All right, so now when this is 0, 0, so -1 is -1, so, but then we ab, so it's 1 minus 1, so that's right. That's right. So when this is 1, 1 times 1 times 2 is 2 minus 1, so that's also 0. Okay, and so when this is 1/2, okay, so that's not going to be exactly 1 because it's going to be quarter, so I guess this has to be 4. Okay. Yeah, that's the right formula for it, I think. Okay, well, not quite, but at least there's something. Okay, also, it goes way down, which is kind of funny. Make the throw speed a little faster now. Okay, but anyway, we're getting kind of somewhere. I wonder why it overshoots the value at the end. It's 1, oh. Yeah, it doesn't work anymore. Yeah, because when this is 1, it's 1 times 1 times 4. Yeah, so something about this math is incorrect, but I don't want to make any more of a fool of myself. I guess I can just do a sine wave. That way I don't have to try and figure out polynomials on stream. Okay, so sine is 0 at 0. So we'll do p times pi. Okay, yeah. So sine waves aren't really the correct. It should be a parabola, but we can get the actual code later. All right. Okay, so let's add. So the next thing we need to do is an important thing about this game is that you can select what player you're going to throw the bomb to. So we'll add more players, and we'll have to add some kind of input to choose what player you're going to throw to. So that's what we'll handle next. Okay. But I need to use the restroom real quick, so just give me a couple minutes. I'll be right back. All right, let's get back to it. Okay, so got throwing, a very simple version done. So let's add, yeah, so let's add more players. I think I'll go ahead and make a prefab. And so player 2 is actually positioned correctly because it's facing forward. So let's folder prefabs. So player 2 will be the standard. And let's zero that out and delete those and add a bunch back in. Okay, so we want and I'll just manually place them for now. Eventually, I should go 180. Eventually, I'm gonna want to be able to place them like programmatically because I might want to have more than 4 players or less. But I just want to get the game up and running. Okay, don't know how this got positioned on the Z coordinate. Oh, maybe it's because of the rotation. I don't know. Anyway, okay, so now we've got 4 players. And so we can kind of see what's going on. Let's set up a very simple camera. Oops. And set it to global. Yeah, I don't need to spend too much time on this, but okay, that looks pretty good. And okay. So, all right, I need to rename these. Player 1, player 2, 3, and 4. And then in the state, I've got to add 2 more. So they have no holding bombs, which is good. And I've got to put the transforms in. Right. Oh, right. I got to do the input. That's what I was thinking. So we need, oh yeah, and we can't just do this the easy way. So I've got to add 2 more here. And then to add them to the array. Okay, so the throw, let's just keep going around the top. So this will be an E, and then player 4 throw will be R. Alright, so let's see if this works. So we just keep throwing back and forth between players 1 and 2, but at least it doesn't explode with more players. Okay, I guess I can look at the state and see if I press the other input, does the correct, I guess so, player 2 and then player 3. Okay, so it looks like it's all working. So now we need to add a way for the players to choose which player they throw to. So the only thing is, I guess I just need to have a directional control. And then yeah, so that is true. If you, well, I'm probably thinking too far ahead, but in my like idea to have a more complicated version, there might be more players, and with a keyboard setup, it's going to be difficult to choose which player to throw to just using like a you know, a left and right type thing, because this game was made for game pads in mind. So maybe what I should excuse me, maybe what I should do is have a button to like point towards for gamepad support, you'd want to be able to point your stick in a specific way and then press A to throw. But for keyboard, it might be better just to like be able to press 1, 2, or 3 to instantly throw to a specific direction. Oh, I don't know how much I want to worry about that kind of stuff right now. Yeah, I'm not sure. I need to remember to get my keypad ready for next stream. Or not keypad, my gamepad, so that we can test it like that. But yeah, not everybody has a gamepad ready to play with their computer, so I definitely don't want to make that mandatory. Okay, so I guess, yeah, I'm gonna have to, I think, support both. Either that or you could, I don't know, cycle between what player you want to throw to. Like you could probably press left and right to select different characters. I mean, I guess I could support both ways. I don't know. Okay, so anyway, I think, I mean, we want to recreate the original version, which used an analog stick, so that input method we'll need to do for sure. So I guess let's try and emulate that, and then so we can kind of do something similar with using keyboards by just being able to press left and right, and you'll like move a invisible cursor or something. We'll probably should make the cursor visible actually. Okay, but anyway, so that means the player state will need to have like a throw direction. Now, should I represent this as a vector 2, which is like the actual direction of the player would be facing? And then we like, I guess so, because if you're using an analog stick, and then when you actually throw, the game would resolve what character that would move to. I guess it doesn't actually matter. We don't, because when you press the analog stick, you kind of know what you're going to be selecting. Okay, so I guess we just need to have a targeting player. Okay, and then this input manager. Okay, so there's a lot of different ways that I can deal with this. But I think right now I'll just have a left and right button that you can like cycle between for our keys, because that's the most like the classic analog stick method. So yeah, you can press left and right, and then I guess if you press forward, it'll also move towards whatever's ahead of you. And then, yeah, then next stream, I'll set up my gamepad so we can add gamepad support. Okay, so let me write a to-do list. Set up gamepad for stream to implement gamepad support. Okay, which I don't think it'll be that difficult to do, but yeah, we won't worry about that for now. So, okay, so I guess we need to know if players. Oh wait, no. So if input settings. Let's just cache this since we're going to be getting it a lot. Okay, so if map.get, oh no, we don't do that. We just use this. So I don't want to call this, I guess, target left dot read value float greater than 0. Then we would move to the left. Else if target right, then we'll do that, and then we'll have a target forward. Which will just move towards the center. Okay, so now I guess each player kind of has to have an idea of players' positions on the map. So I think in order to do that, I should have like a map state, which I guess could just be part of the game state, which I don't have that yet anyway, so. Right, because do I want... I mean, the other way I could do it is that each player would have, like, a position index. Maybe that would be easier. I don't know. We already have players set up, so might as well. Okay, so public int position index. It's not going to be difficult to swap between, like, having, like, a array of players or something in a map state and then just using this index. Where was I? Right here. Okay, so int map index those players dot or I also need to get the player object. So I guess I do need to know like the number of players. So in that case, we will need a game state, which we'll need one anyway, but so for now we'll just have integer number. I mean, I guess the number of players is also the same as the length of the player array, but I don't know. I think I'll decouple that in case we handle that some other way. Oh yeah, we gotta do AI too, I just realized. Anyway. That will be fun to do, I think. Okay. Let's close all that. Start getting messy up there. So target left. Target index. Okay, so I guess I don't really need the player's position index. I need the targeting player. Okay, so if it's to the left, we will cycle. Equals target -1 modulo the game state. Num players. Okay, so when you do negative with modulo, it sometimes can give you kind of weird results. So in order to get how I want it, whereas that if it goes to -1, it loops back around to the max. You could just do that. It's equivalent. Okay, so the only thing is we can't target ourselves. So if target... Oh yeah, this is also targeting the ID and not... I mean, this is also the targeting player ID, not the targeting position index. Okay, so target position equals players targeting player dot position index. Okay, so this is more what I want. And then I guess I could just say my position equals player. Yeah, we'll go ahead and cache this in case we change the way this is stored. So if the target position equals my position, maybe we can do this a little bit easier if we do a while. So while target, I guess a do while is fine. Target position does not equal my position. So if it does equal, if they are equal, they'll loop again and just subtract 1 once more. Technically, I mean, this could lead to an infinite loop, but it would only if number of players is 1. So yeah, I'm not too worried about it. So we'll do the same thing with this one. Although, wait, do we want to do it like this actually? Because if we target the character that's next to us on our left, if we press left anymore, we don't really want it to cycle anymore. Yeah, I think... Yeah, I don't really want it to. So, okay, so how can we do this? So yeah, I guess it would just be yeah, it's if target position. So we would test this is just if the next thing we're going to loop to is my position, then we would not go anymore. Excuse me, my allergies are horrible right now. Alright, so I guess the cleanest way to do this would be to get the next position variable like that. And then if the next position equals or does not equal my position, then we can set it equals my or equals next position. Okay, yeah, I think that works. And then we could do the same thing for the right, except we add one instead of subtracting one, which in that case you don't have to add another num players to it. Yeah, this is not what I want. Same thing here. And so target forward, we need to move towards the position that's straight ahead of us. So the only problem is, since we're doing a loop, we could we have to take that into account. I think the easiest way to do that is when we try to move, if we need to move to the left, then we'll, I guess it's not that difficult. Yeah, so yeah, I'm trying to think of the math of this, because say if we're player 3 and then the one across from us, oh wait, that doesn't work. Yeah, so if we're player 2 and the one across from us is player 0, so we press forward, but we're selecting player 3 already, how the game would, excuse me, try to go to player 2, but it doesn't necessarily work. Also, is the target to the left always the one behind us? I guess I'll have to test that out. We might want to switch these two. Okay, so I guess the target to our left, or when we move forward, we want to go positive if the current position is less than us. So it's like in between my position and then the one opposite of me. Okay, so let's do opposite. Position equals my position plus game num players divided by 2, and then we've got to do modulo. Okay, so again, we want to go positive if it's less than this or our current position is greater than my position, I think. Okay, so if target position is less than opposite position, but only if it's, okay, so if it's less than opposite position and greater than my position, or is that it? Because we gotta do the symmetric version where it's like, you know, on the other side of the loop. Thought I had it in my head, but now I'm confused. All right, let's leave it like that. So that in that case, and next position. Oh yeah, so we can just set to the opposite position. Next position equals this. Yeah, because if it's less than that, we want to add one to it. Okay. Else if target position is greater than the opposite position and target position is less than, I guess that's it, because the other one would be less than number of players, but that, oh, okay, so that would be greater than the opposite position and then less than my position, so that means next position would equal this. Okay, so we have a couple other options here. So target position is less than the opposite, but greater than ours, and then greater than opposite, less than ours. So we can do greater than opposite, greater than ours, less than opposite, less than ours. Okay, so if it's less than us, that means it's to the left. But if it's less than opposite, okay. I think this is the right way to do it, but well, I think the easiest way will be just to test this out with everything and see what happens. So it's greater or less than opposite position and less than my position. And then because in this case we need to loop back around the list. And yeah, same for here. I think. I don't think this can actually happen unless you have more than 4 players, which I think is what's confusing me. But yeah, I kind of want to have it prepared for that. But anyway, so then we can just do this same thing. Which since I use these in the same, so int next position, I think we can just clean this up. So next position equals target. And then we can move this outside the loop. Okay. And then we can just set this back onto the player. Oh, except we have to find the player with this at this position. So for int p, oh no, I can't use that. So int I equals 0, I less than players dot count plus. So if players I dot position index equals target position, then we'll set the targeting player to players I dot ID. Okay. Yeah, so that was kind of complicated for all that. I'm pretty sure that I might have messed up some of that math, but we'll see. So what's it complaining about? Local next position cannot be declared in the scope. Oh. Okay, so let's see. Wait, is the game frozen? Oh, for some reason it wasn't letting me move the screen. All right, so right now it's going to complain because it's going to say there's not input for those things. This is going to be kind of annoying. I'm going to have to set it for each player. Yeah, I don't think there's any way I can clean that up. So what was it? Target left. Yeah, I think I'm going to just do everything in lowercase so I don't have to deal with case differences. Okay, so what do I do here? Trying to think. Right. I think since there's kind of 4 rows on your keyboard, I'm gonna just have each player take up their own row. This won't be the final thing, but just for or just for testing. Yeah, I don't really know how people will be able to play local multiplayer without a gamepad, but I guess they can figure it out. Well, I mean, you could use the keys or the arrow keys and the numpad, so it's probably fine. But so anyway, so for me, throw for player 1 will be the 1 key, and then target left will be the 2 key, and then target forward is the 3 key, and target right is 4. Okay, so this, I'm curious, does the game crash if they're not set up? Yeah, so it complains if it's not set up for all the players, so I guess we'll just deal with this real quick. So throw for this will be the Q key. Target left is W. Target forward key. Target right is R. Yeah, I wish there was a. Well, I mean, you could probably do this programmatically, which would probably be easier, but I don't have a lot set up yet, so oops. Okay, so S. Wait, one more. All right, so now I think I have everything set up there. Let's see if it complains when I press play. Okay, I'm surprised I didn't make any typos, but all right, so let's, if I press, so target players, yeah, so right now they're all targeting themselves, which not really what I want, but all right, so I just tried to press 2, which was target left, and it threw an error. Object reference not set to an instance. Oh, doesn't. Oh, okay. I think I didn't. Oh, I know what. The game. Yeah, this game state's not set to serializable, so it doesn't show up. Which, yeah, good thing I didn't leave that infinite loop in there because I just forgot to set the game state. So, yeah. Okay, so I just press target left and nothing happens. Nothing happens for any of them. I also did notice that they all changed to target themselves, which is not what we want. So I feel like I did something incorrect. Because right here we say if next position does not equal my position, then we set it. Yeah, which should mean it doesn't ever... Oh. Okay, I guess we don't have to do this. Except for that case. No, I don't think that was the problem though. Okay, so what happens when we do nothing? So we set my position to player position, target position, gets the targeting player's index, which I guess starts as 0, so it's gonna get, these are gonna be the same. And the next position is set to the target, which shouldn't change anything. And then, so if we don't press anything, it should just leave everything at 0. So why does it change? Because they all change to be equal to their player ID. Oh, no they don't. Oh, okay, the reason is because the position indexes don't update. So that was kind of silly of me. Okay, so where's player 1? Okay, yeah, so I don't have them. Okay, so I want left to be smaller, so this should be at position 3. So this is player 3. Okay, so player 2, and is this one player 4? So it is at position 1, and then we're at position 0. Okay, so if we follow left, player 1, then we go to position 3, which is here, and then it goes position 2. Okay, so that goes around, and then otherwise we increase. So if we start at position 0, we should go to 1, which is this one. Okay, so I think that's right. Also, I'm going to set them to automatically target the player across from them. Oh, yeah. Should go up there. Okay, so this one should target 1, and this one should target 3. Alright, so they're targeting player. Okay, so they updated to all target. Oh, wait, did I not do that right? Yeah, so for some reason, this one updated to target itself, but none of the other ones changed. Oh, yeah, this one updated to target number 2. So nothing should happen because I don't press any input. So what's going on? I guess that means, okay, so something is wrong here, I guess. Player ID 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, I think, yeah, I'm gonna get rid of this player ID because I don't really need it. We'll just use, the players won't change. So the index in the array will be the player ID. Um, okay. Yeah, so anyway, so got the position index, target position. I don't know, was that might have been the issue. Okay, so we could just use P instead of grabbing it out of there. It's the same thing. Okay, so we want to set this actually now to the targeting player now. Okay. Yeah, that's not related, but okay, so it's still they're changing sometimes. So I feel like some of the data I have to have gotten mixed up here. 0, 2, 3, 1. So those are all different. Oh, okay. Yeah, the targeted player is the ID, not. Yeah, I think I did this wrong because the targeting player is not the same as. Yeah, this is player ID, not the position. So yeah, we're targeting player ID 1, which is at position 2. And here we're targeting player ID 4 and player ID, or actually 3 and 2. Okay, so I think that was the issue. Okay, so this one updated. Yeah, so index 1 is this, which is position 2, which is opposite of us. Same thing here. So index 3, we want to target player element 3, which should be the opposites. So this is right, I think. So position index 1 is opposite of 3, so we want to target player element 2. So why does it update to 3? This one also updates to 1, actually. So this is right. Yeah, targeting player. I'm gonna change this to player ID to make it really obvious. Okay, so we got the position. Okay, I feel like there's something silly going on, or I'm like What, did they not update at all this time? Oh, they set everything's set to 0 now. What did I? Oh, I changed the ID. Okay, so I gotta redo this. So 1 0 3 2. It changes to 1 1 3 3. So why can they not refer back to something behind them? Um, I'm pretty sure, like the input's not firing, I'm pretty sure, but let's just comment that out to make sure. It's still happening. There's gotta be some. silly mistake here. So target position, we want to set it to that. But yeah, we never want it to equal my position. Get the targeting player ID. Transform that to the position index. That makes sense. And then we go back here to see if we find the player with the positioning index that equals. Oh, is this the wrong? Yeah, this should. Okay, yeah, this is the problem. I shouldn't set that. I should set the updating players, which is right here, not the one. Okay, so yeah, when it updates the position index, it was setting it on the wrong ID. Is that the problem? Yeah, so 1032. Okay, that was it. So let's see what happens when I try to use input now. Okay, so I just tried to target to the left on player 0, which should have made it switch to this one. Or yeah, because it would have been 0 minus 1, which would have looped back to 3. But it didn't do anything. So let's try forward and see what happens. Okay, still selecting 1, which is actually what we want. And then to the right. Okay, nothing happened. I'm just going to try some other. Okay, so I just did all player 2s, nothing happened. All player 3s. Okay, well, Unity is. Maybe is Unity like stealing the input? Okay, well, no, because I can still press the throw input. But yeah, when I try target stuff, it doesn't work. Nothing changes. Oh, well, did I think I left everything commented out. Okay. No wonder. All right, so left. Okay, so it did work. I went to 3. So, and I go forward. Oh, well, let's try pressing left again. So yeah, nothing happens now. And then if I press forward, it should change back to number 1. And then if I press right, it should change to index 2. If I press right again, it doesn't work. So now if I press left, will it loop back around? No, when you press left, it goes straight to this one, skipping target ahead. And also, I can't press forward here for some reason. Okay, now it seems like there, let me back. So if I press forward when it's number 3 selected, it works. When number 2 is selected, it doesn't work. And when I press left, it skips to 3. And when I press right on 3, it skips to 2. Okay, so when I press right on 3, it should go to this way. Alright, so here it's targeting player 3, which is at position 1. So when I press right, it should add 1 to go to position 2, so it should set the element to 1, but it doesn't. It targets number 2, which is at position 3. Oh, you know what? I bet it has to do. Yeah, I'm not reading if it's a triggered. So probably it gets updated multiple, like 2 frames at a time, because right now it's just checking to see if the button is pressed, not if it's been triggered. Okay, which actually makes me think that, yeah, I shouldn't have updated. Like, I should put this logic in another class, actually, because this class should just be about setting, like signaling that these buttons have been pressed. All right. Let's see here. I think I should add like a helper class here because otherwise I'm going to be duplicating code a lot. Okay, and then public bool check trigger, and then it will read, let's see, equals press and not last frame, and then we'll set last frame to pressed, and then return. So the only problem about this is we can only call this function once before it is not valid anymore. I guess we could have the input manager itself update this stuff so that way anything that wanted to know if this button had a trigger state could know without like destructively checking. Okay, so yeah, that's fine. And then I guess this could be a struct. So we can get rid of that. Okay, and I think just to clean up our, so we can see a bit more in the inspector, I'm going to make a serializable subclass. Okay, so we'll have throw. Target left, right, and forward. All right. Okay, so a lot of this code we'll need to change, but do private bool update button. I guess this won't be a bool. This will be a trigger button. Yeah, I guess we'll have to pass the map as well. Input action map. Okay, so bool press equals map input name read value float greater than 0. Then we can reach it has to need to know the last state, so okay. So return new button. So pressed is pressed. Last is last dot pressed. Okay, so I guess I don't actually need to know the last frame in this structure. Yeah. Okay. Oops. I don't know why I didn't like that button press. So triggered is pressed, and then last dot pressed is false. Okay. I think setting up this little thing will help a lot with input. This little pattern. Okay, so player dot. Oh right, I didn't create a variable for this. Player dot input dot throw button equals update button. Kind of annoying that I have to do this twice. I kind of like using a structure though, because we shouldn't really be caching this, but okay, so I got left, right, forward. Okay. And then all this code needs to go in another class. Let's call this up like targeting updater or something like that. Okay, so now we get to something kind of annoying. I never really know the best way to handle this, but we need to make sure this class updates before the throw manager. So let's go ahead and deal with that now. Well, first, let me just do void update player. Just want to get rid of those or not bugs, errors. Okay. Oh yeah, so we don't need any input. So var player equals player's p. Okay, and yeah, instead of checking the map, we'll just check if player dot input dot target left button is triggered, and then we'll do the same thing with the right button and then the forward button. Okay, yeah, so we know there's a bug there, but we can fix that in a second. Okay, yeah, so it's gonna complain about these other things. I guess we should fix that real quick. What is this? Target. Oh, it's not gonna show up because it can't compile yet. Okay, so the throw manager, I just need to update this to the new thing. Throw button is triggered, and then we can get rid of this. And yeah, now we don't have to worry about setting that here. Okay, so that was enough to make it compile. Now I should be able to add, I can't remember, targeting. All right, and we have There's this script execution order. I don't really like it because it's kind of, I don't know, it just seems kind of unwieldy to me, but I guess we'll just use it for now. So basically we need to have the input manager update before everything else, and then we need to have the throw manager update after the targeting manager. Yeah, and then the throw update should update after that, actually. We don't have to worry about any of the display stuff because it is in late update anyway. Okay, well that's fine. It doesn't make any difference. Okay, I think that's everything. All right. So yeah, I just want to make sure everything still works. Okay, and now, oh yeah, so maybe the stuff is fixed now. So when I press 2, it went to number 3, which is right. And then when I press right, it should go. Oh no, okay, so that wasn't a frame issue. It's still kind of bugged, which is a little shame. More than a little shame, actually, but. Okay. Sorry. Right, so the left button, I'm confused about why. I mean, this is pretty simple. Did I? It might be something again with this position index being. Okay, I just realized I need to also make the structure serializable so it will show up. Okay, so now they are in this update, our input thing if we need to see them. Okay. Yeah, I'm surprised everything was smooth sailing earlier in the stream. I guess I got a little too at ease, but I wasn't expecting this targeting to be such a pain, but. Okay, so again, if I press 2, it should take me to 3, which it does. And then if I press 2 again, nothing should happen because there's nothing more to the left. And then, but if I press 4, it should take me to player 1 because it goes 3, 1, 2. But it doesn't. It takes me all the way. Why would that happen? Because we only add 1 to the target position, so how could it skip 1? I'm gonna. Let's say left. My position. Or I guess it'd be so target position to next position. Right and forward. Okay, so 0, 1 to 0. Okay, so it's at my position and it tried to go 1 to 0. So this is just not right because it's saying it's going from 2 to 3, but how? Is this getting changed somewhere? Oh, I didn't delete this code. Okay, so that might have actually been the same issue we had before because it was happening twice in a frame. Okay, that's kind of annoying, but hopefully that was the only problem. Okay, so if we go left, oops, I pressed the hold or throw. Okay, so this is right. So going player 0 from 2 to 1. Yeah, so if I press that, it's not gonna it doesn't actually go like that. So now if I press right, okay, so going 1 to 2. Okay, so that's finally correct. And then yeah, if I press it again, it goes to 3, and then 3 to 0, but I won't up. Oh no, no, sorry, I have too many things. So yeah, I thought it was going from. Yeah, it won't select me because that's my position index. All right, so if I go forward, okay, so that is a bug because it wants to add 1 when it should subtract 1. So I guess I got some of the logic there incorrect. Okay, so here, so now we're selecting the leftmost player. So if I press forward, okay, so that works. All right, so what? I got it when I did forward. So it was 3, which is greater than my position, but less than the target. Or wait, greater than my position and greater than the target. So when that happens, it should subtract. Okay, so how do we have it? So if it's greater than my position and greater than the target. Okay, so I guess I got this mixed up. So wait. So I guess if its target position is less than the opposite position. So I guess I don't really need this other predicate at all. Right, because if the target is less than opposite and something, or target's less and basically the opposite thing. So we're basically just checking against if its target position is less than opposite and target does not equal my position. So I think I can just get rid of all this if this code's correct anyway. Okay, so I guess I just majorly overthought that. I kind of feel like I don't think that anything can happen with just 4 players, but I guess we'll fix that later. Okay, so anyway, so left, 2, and right, forward. Okay, so that works. Let's try player 2 and see what happens. So player 2, so its number to its left is okay, so number 3. Oh, yeah, because it was selecting this one, so the one to the left there is 3, which is yeah, this one's element 2, so that's right. And then if I press forward, oops, goes back. Except okay, so this isn't working because I'm supposed to be the leftmost, which should be player 2, and then if I press forward, it doesn't update. But I can press right, and that goes correctly. And if I press forward here, it does move correctly. Alright, so it doesn't work here. So 2, we're at position 2, and we want to move to position 0. So that means it's less than us. Okay, so we're at position 3. So that means the position is greater than us, but less. Okay, I think what I need to do in order to get this forward thing to work is kind of recenter so it's oriented on the position, sorry, centered on the opposite position. So that would be, so we gotta basically subtract half of the game board and then add in this opposite position. Well, that doesn't. Because I want it to be like in an order so that we don't have to worry about looping anymore. So yeah, I want everything relative to the opposite position. So I'm just trying to think about how to do that. I guess what I would do is subtract opposite position from, yeah, subtract whatever from the opposite position, and then, yeah, so subtract from the opposite position, and then, yeah, take the modulo. It would be how you do that, I think. But I'm trying to figure out, okay, so what am I trying to do? Like what? So I guess I just need to do the, oh yeah, so I need to take the current target position and then put it into this opposite centric position and then see if it's less than the opposite, then we add one. If it's right, or if it's greater, then we subtract one. So opposite centric target position is so target position minus opposite position plus game.numplayers modulo game.numplayers. And then if, so opposite centric is less than this, or I guess no, if it's negative, yes, so it's less than 0, and then otherwise if it's greater than 0, and then I guess let's make this simpler. We can next position equals opposite position. Let's see, opposite, and then recentered. All right. Let's try it out on player 1. So right now, if I press forward, okay, it stays the same. If I go to the left and then press forward, targeting player 3. Okay, so that's wrong. So yeah, it goes 1 to 0. Oh yeah, so now I'm actually, oh wait, yeah, nothing updated. Okay, yeah, because it's going backwards. Yeah, because it tried to select myself, but that's not correct. So yeah, that's why it stayed on 3, because I'm on the leftmost. So if I go to the rightmost, what happens if I press forward? Okay, so that worked. Oh, but you know what? Yeah, I do a modulo here, so yeah, of course it's not ever going to be negative. So I think I just do that. Okay. Right, so forward, nothing changed. Go left and then forward. Okay, I went to 2. If I go right and then forward, it goes to 2. Okay, so that works, right? So now let's try the second player. If I go forward, oops. Yeah, so it's still selecting 0, which is what we want. Go left, forward. No, it selected itself. Or it would have, but... So that worked. So it should always go towards this, but when we recentered it, it went to 3. That's because we subtracted 0. Okay, so obviously this isn't correct. So what I want to do is make it so that when the target position equals the opposite position, it's 0, but then anything that's to the left opposite is negative. Maybe there's not like some clean code to do that. Okay, well, maybe, what would happen? So if we subtract the opposite, maybe I'm overthinking it. Maybe we can just make it go, we can find like the shortest distance. That's another way to do it. Like see which one of these brings it closer. And then, yeah, just choose that. Okay, that's probably easier. Maybe a little less efficient, but okay. Left equals, let's leave this the same format. And right position equals, all right, let's do private int distance. Okay, so to do a circular, how would you do, there's got to be some math for that. Let's see. So distance modulo. Okay, well, that's something different. Probably some other term for it. Yeah, it's giving me, okay, so distance from A to B modulo M. Yes, this is what I want, not the astronomical term. Okay, so static mod modular distance. So we take the minimum. Oh, okay, so that makes sense. So you just take them. Yeah, I think. Yeah, now it's coming back to me actually. So yeah, you just take the minimum of A minus B mod M, and then B minus A mod M. What about if it's negative, though? Yeah, because I'm... Oh yeah, so this method, you gotta make sure that it's not negative. Okay, well, I mean, that's not that difficult to find out, so... So int M. Okay, so we just gotta do if or we return math. We want this lowercase math. Min a plus b mod m, and then oh wait, there's no plus. It was just minus on both sides. Okay, so a minus b, and then we add m just to make sure there's never negatives. And of course, yeah, that actually only works if nothing ever goes like more than one cycle around, but I don't think it will never in our case, so I'll be fine with it. Okay, so if okay, so we don't have to do any of this. Like if target position, if target position equals opposite position, or we don't have to do any of this. Okay, so if distance left position opposite position is greater than distance of right. Okay, I spelled that wrong, but okay. What's it not like? Oh, I need to pass in the mod. Okay, so then next position just equals left, otherwise right. Okay. Alright, so hopefully this will give us the correct thing. Oops, pressed the wrong thing, but it's fine. So forward gives us... Did I do it opposite? Because it tried to... Yeah, it's going the opposite of what it should do. Yeah, so if the left is greater than... Yeah, I did it opposite. So this should be right. And this should be left. Because we want to go towards what has the least distance. Okay. There we go. And then left. Okay, so that works. Now let's try the second player. Okay, so it went 3 to 0. Yeah, so that's fine. Is this correct? So it goes 0 to 3 and now 3 to 2. And the opposite is 1, I mean is 0, and then 0, 1, and then 1 to 2. So how come it can go... Oh, well, it's trying to select itself. It's not actually going that far. Okay. So 0, 3. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Yeah, I was misreading that. It's actually working just right. Okay, so let's try the next player. So we go left is and opposite 1. Okay. Yeah, for some reason Unity doesn't block that input, but that's okay. Okay, so I think it seems like I finally fixed it. Good. Okay. Now let's try see if it'll just let me throw to somebody else. Let's set player 1 to target character to its left and throw it. Okay, there we go. And that was its left, correct? All right. Was that actually its right? That'd be kind of annoying if I got it all mixed up. Oh wait, no. So player 1's right here. So the left, it should go that way. It does go backwards. Okay then. Well, did I do this wrong then? So if we, because all based on this control. So player 1 is there. And to its left, so player 2 is opposite, and then to its left should be player 3, which here. So okay, so player. Oh yeah, so to the left of player should be player index 3. Maybe I did the input wrong. Let's see. Target left is 2, no. So if I press left. Oh. Oh, I'm getting it wrong because, yeah, it's moving the target left. It's not moving, yeah, it's moving the target left. It's not moving to the player's left. So, I mean, so it was there, and then I guess it's, yeah, so that's kind of identical, but it's actually, oh, let's see. So if I throw, okay, I think, oh yeah, okay, so I think I did get it wrong because this one should be number 3 and this one should be number 1. So yeah, I've got it wound incorrectly, I think. Okay, this is confusing because these are index 1 and then these are element. Okay, so I think I'll fix that. Yeah. Okay, so player 2 should be at index 3. Oh, is that right? Yeah, okay, so it was like that. So it should go 0, 1, 2, 3. 0, 1, 2, 3. So 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I guess that is right, but I think I do need to flip these. Okay. I guess to fix it, let's just extract. Yeah, I probably should have done this already, but. And okay, so now let's do the same thing here. Okay, and now I just didn't want to flip these. Okay, so hopefully it should just mirror everything. So all the logic I've done should still be correct. Alright, so I press left once and then throw. Alright. Anyway, we can mess with this later. Okay, so one thing I'd like to do before I go is make a little like display arrow that shows where the player is targeting. Okay, so to do that, we'll have public transform target indicator. All right, let's have another class that will take care of that. Targeting displayer. All right. So I guess we could just start by getting. Well, these are actually not going to be the same type of stuff. Right, and then void update. Okay, so for int p equals 0, less than a number of players. All right. Let's just have like a display radius. All right, and maybe we should make a helper function for that too, just like we did with for the bombs. Okay, yeah, we'll actually just return the ID this time. Okay, so targeting position equals player helper get at position. I guess I could get the var player equals player's p. I guess targeting ID should be it. All right, I don't need that actually because Okay, well this might still be useful, I guess, but yeah, see, the player already has the ID like embedded in them. Okay, so well, since I did that already, let's just make this. I should have already updated it. So player dot targeting player ID equals player helper dot get at position players target position. All right. But anyway, so we already have the target ID. So one thing we don't have. Well, so this is well, let's have them point towards the hold anchor, which isn't really probably what we want for the final thing, but okay, so var I'm trying to do, I guess, a distance. Okay, so var distance equals dot I don't need the distance actually, I just need the normalized. Okay, so point towards equals math normalize. So we want the targeting players dot player dot targeted player ID hold anchor dot position minus player hold anchor dot position. Okay, and then we could just set player dot target indicator. I guess I need to position equals this is gonna be a little hacky, but player dot hold anchor plus point towards times radius, and then I'm just gonna set the position to y to 0. What's it not like? Oh yeah, dot position, and then player dot target indicator dot position equals position. Oh, and this is, I'm sure, complaining that it's vector 3. Okay. All right, so we need to give it, I guess, give it a cube. Position doesn't really matter. Let's make it smaller. I guess kind of tall so we can see. All right, and now I'll apply that, and here we can add that target indicator for each player. Oh, I should rename this actually. Target indicator. Okay, let's see. Oh, nothing will happen yet because I haven't added the targeting displayer class. Okay. Let's change the radius, that's kind of big. All right, there we go. And so now if I change did update. Okay, it's hard to see. Let's add some materials. Let's do test indicator. Let's make it red. All right, and while I'm here, let's make the test. Let's make one for the bomb. Okay, so that's a little bit easier to see. Okay, so now it's player 3, right? Yeah. So if I go here, it should move. Okay, so thankfully they do or it is updating the positions. This input scheme is less than ideal, but it gets the job done. Okay. All right. Well, so next week, the obvious thing we need to do is add the actual game. So there's no like timer or anything yet. So we'll do that. And then after that, maybe we'll start on math because basically once we've got the timer done, the only thing left we have to do or we'll start on art, not math. But anyway, after we do the timer, the only thing left we'll have to do is menus and stuff. And then we can start on the extra modes, which is what I'm more excited about. But yeah, I'm a lot happier that we're taking this game. It might seem simpler than my old one, the platformer one, but I think I've been wanting to just do some nice like game design type thing, and I think this game will let us tackle that. And yeah, we'll for sure do a 3D platformer at some point on the channel, but I want to have the time to really, you know, take the time to make a really good controller. All right. Well, anyway, thanks everybody for watching. I really appreciate it. I'll be live Wednesday at 9 because I stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 US Eastern time. I also have a YouTube channel if you're interested in Unity game development. I have a bunch of tutorials up there, and I'm working on a new one for Grass, which should be done in a couple weeks. And yep, I'll put some links in chat to that stuff if you enjoyed the stream and you'd like to talk to me on social media or whatever. But yeah, thanks everybody for watching, and I hope you have a great couple days, and I'll see you Wednesday. Bye-bye.